And welcome back. Well, today, the #1 most important thing you can do to stop your teen driver from texting and driving. Because here's the awful, deadly truth. Millions of drivers text as a part of their daily driving routine.
That is not good. Anne Scallon is the publisher and editor of Before the Wheel, an online resource for safe driving. Great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I have a feeling I know what you're going to say. What is the #1 thing we as parents can do to stop our teenage drivers from texting while they're driving?
The #1 thing you can do is lead by example. So a lot of parents will tell me they talk on the phone all the time and they'll say, but I don't text, so why would my teen text? Well, it's all the same for the teen.
Yeah.
So if you're talking on the phone, if you're sneaking in some text at the stoplight, you are still in a traffic situation. And so, again, if you just think about it, only takes a few minutes. You stop your car, you go to a safe place, a parking lot, a coffee shop, and you make your call if it's that urgent, if it can't be handled or needs to be handled before the 20-minute trip is over.
Yeah, I was going to say, why do we text and drive? Is it because we're in such a fast-paced, hurried society we just can't take that time to stop? I mean, what is it? What does research say, or are there thoughts behind why we just can't stop texting and driving?
Well, the psychologists and neuroscientists are taking it to a higher level and saying that it's kind of become fused into our lives. And we're expected, somebody from work calls, we think we have to respond right away.
Yeah.
Or a friend or a family member. And really, it takes some courage to say, no, I'm not going to respond right away. So if you call me and I'm in the car, or if you text me, I'm not going to be responding.
Right.
What if you're on the receiving end of this? I wonder, so you're talking to someone, or you're having a texting communication with someone that who you know is driving while they're doing that.
It's a tough situation because I have a lot of friends and relatives who continue to do it, and
to you, they should know better.
I know. Exactly. And I will tell them, I will not talk to you while you're on the phone in traffic. When you are done or you stop, text me with some times that you can talk. Just make it as brief as possible.
Do they feel, has anyone ever been upset when you've said that?
No, because they know I'm serious about it.
Yeah, I respect that.
It's kind of turning over. We think about the fact that millennials and, are kind of that first generation texters and drivers and such, but their kids are now turning 16, a lot of them. And there's sort of the second generation of texting and driving. So when we kind of do that, it really is a modeling sort of situation, right? What they model, what they see, they're going to do.
Exactly. So that's when I was doing this research and I kind of came up with those numbers that kind of scared me, because the millennials are turning about 36, the very early group. So that means some of them will have 16-year-olds over the next few years. So that's something really, as a society, we're going to have to address. These kids have been in the car and watched them text and talk on the phone their whole lives. So how do you tell them as a teenager, you cannot do that?
Yeah, how do you reset that? Because my kids for years have seen me talk on the phone while I've been driving.
It's almost like kind of like a confession, like I made a mistake. I realize now how dangerous this is. You might want to go online and get some of that research to show what is happening now. And I'm sure you've noticed on the news a lot more pedestrians and bicyclists are getting hit.
Yeah.
My niece was just hit. She was on her bicycle and was hit by a car.
Okay, and so they don't even have the protection of that metal to protect them. They're just, so they usually end up in very bad shape. So you really want to say, it's actually a courtesy that I'm going to think about others. My time is not more important than the safety of others.
That's a nice way to put it. Talk a little bit, because on the Today Show today they were talking about some of the research and what they're showing with just insurance rates.
Right. So what's happening now is, because of the texting and driving and the talking and driving and the speeding, the accidents have increased incredibly in the last year or two. Because remember, we had that recession and the high gas prices, everyone kind of pulled back. Well, now everyone's back on the road. So the accidents, combined with the high level of activity and the level of technology in the cars itself, increases the repair rates.
Oh,
Wow.
so it's just also
Right.
interconnected, you
Right,
know?
exactly. It's kind of like a perfect storm. So
Yeah.
the rates are going up about 15%. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. And it's a myth, you say, for us to think that we can multitask, to think that we can text and be safe drivers, or to be talking on the phone and be driving safely.
Right, and the reason we think we can do it is, you know, let's say we're at work and we pick up a phone call and then we start a project and then we go into a conference room and we feel like we're multitasking, but our brains are really only focused on one thing. So when you're in a car and you accept a call, your brain automatically says, this is more important than that monotonous road I'm going down.
Yeah.
And so your brain has selected it, it's prioritized it, it's put more urgency on it. So all your cognitive resources are going into that activity.
And this is a study from Dr. David Strainer, who's a cognitive psychologist at the University of Utah. And those are the findings that he found. So it's not just a, you know, hey, let's say it. This is a real deal. These are real problems. You cannot multitask and do it. You can learn more at beforethewheel.com. You've got great information for how to talk to your teen, videos, and all of that information there as well. Thanks so much, Anne.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Appreciate it.